What is up, guys? My name is STIX, and if you don't already, follow me over on Twitter at ByteStix to stay updated with the latest MMO related news. So let me start this off by saying that I'm a huge fan of medieval themed RPGs, especially ones that include fantasy elements like The Witcher, Skyrim, or Gothic. So naturally, finding an MMORPG set within the same realm as the aforementioned games was thrilling for me. Gloria Victis is still in early access, but it has been since June 2016. Well, what that ultimately means for the game is uncertain, but nevertheless, it was only $20. It couldn't be so bad that I wouldn't warrant a mere $20 investment, right? Right? Man, I just really need to point out how amazing that music is right now. Holy shit. So given that this is a Western MMORPG and it's not like they have a long history of providing extensive character customizability, Gloria Victis does well by providing a fairly sizable variety of hairstyles, facial hairs, and sliders to craft your character. Granted, you don't really have the kind of control over your avatar as you do in Black Desert or even Perfect World for that matter, but it is respectable nonetheless. You have the option to choose between 3 different factions before finishing your character. Midland, the faction from the north, the Empire of Azivia or Sagmar Empire, both of which are under the same faction, and Nordheim. Each faction has their own unique classes, or archetypes rather, as you aren't locked into anything as simple as a class. Think of the class system in an Elder Scrolls game. You can have a heavy armor archer or a light armor greatsword wielding hulking mass of death. You're given general freedom to play how you want, and although interesting in theory, I believe that classes are actually a part of what make an MMORPG interesting. See, you're given a role. You either excel at the role, being an important part of your group, or you don't, and you re-roll a DPS like the rest of us. Regardless, learning your role and learning your class are all a part of learning the game. I understand that Gloria Victis still has skills, has different weapon types, and some people are into having the freedom to build your character however you want to. I'm not hating on, nor am I saying this system is inferior in any way. I am merely stating that it removes an element of the game that I have just merely grown accustomed to. Now, to finish off your character, you're given a quiz to help determine your playstyle. Answered everything as best I could and was told to essentially roll a high HP tank. Pass. Full strength glass cannon for life, baby. Holy shit, I didn't know you could attack people. I am so sorry. I had no idea this was even a feature in-game. The game utilizes a stamina system, one that, well, let's see, that swimming without any stamina, as can be seen, is unequivocally ill-advised. A fun thing I found out about the game was that I could go around and attack poor citizens without repercussion. Like this, where I teach this poor beggar a lesson. Go get a real job. A throwback to older RPGs and MMOs in general were the NPCs that had no quest icons to denote importance. I ran past my quest NPC on several occasions because I was looking for that almighty golden exclamation point. Little did I know, Gloria Victis makes things a little harder by not really telling you shit. Okay, maybe a lot harder. I was coddled and cosseted, okay? Stop glaring at me with those judgmental eyes. One thing of note in particular regarding quests was the quest text itself. It seems very poorly translated, as if someone with English as their third language wrote this out. Or ran through Google Translate, at least. Listen to me. It's a good advise. I believe I'm either high on something right now, or this guy is moonwalking back to his house. God damn it, I've been recording for 15 minutes and the servers are already going down. Clearly this game hates me.
Many months later.
And we're back. Finally, I got a quest that requires me to go out and kill things. At last, I shall be given the opportunity to prove myself in combat. But not before looting this monastery. Nobody'll know, right? Oh man, look at me flailing around though. Maybe I don't really have a right to gloat. Maybe I should just swap weapon types. Like, let's try a bow and arrow.
Boom headshot! Boom headshot! Boom headshot!
What? Why won't this guy die? Jesus Christ, this guy is like some type of immortal spawn of Satan worshipping. Oh, never mind. He dead. So, one thing I learned about gathering was that speed at which you gather selected items is dependent on what you have equipped. For example, I swapped my sword to an axe to cut up wood, and it made it exponentially faster. I'm guessing the same applies to other things like herbs and ore. So, pertaining to the skill system, from what I could tell, you don't actually learn skills. You learn passive abilities that affect the overall character, and that's about it. While this ability system is not indicative of your character's class overall, it is a part of what ultimately makes your class original, personal. Hey, wait, what are you doing in here? This is not a suitable place to do battle. Yeah, so I'm not cleaning that up. Slowly as I made progress through the game, the combat got easier and less awkward for me. I'm aware that during the first 30 minutes or so I was flailing around like an obese kid in karate class, but by the end, I felt like a true master of the sword. Here is a prime example of herb gathering.
Did you see those Huns? They popped out of the snow! Like daisies!
貴様の拳などかほどにも効かんわい。お前はもう死んでいる。何？
The game still has quite a few bugs they need to iron out before they release it. I got stuck in a windmill. Even though it has windows and large gaps I should theoretically be capable of squeezing through, the game refused to let me. I almost felt as though my fate were sealed at that point. I would die that day and haunt that windmill forever. Whenever someone opened the door, they'd hear me uttering under my breath, "Fuck my life." Some of these encounters grew to be quite challenging actually, especially when they attack you in large numbers. I had to run from more than one fight just to passively recover a small amount of HP. The gear I was getting was not making up for the increase in enemy level and damage. The types of quests I'd gotten varied quite a bit, ranging from traditional kill quests, to gather quests, to burning a settlement to the ground. So it was at this point, level 24, that I realized I had all but run out of normal quests to do. Instead, I was to move around the open world and participate in dynamically generated quests to level. Either that or grind. So off I went to explore and see what the world had to offer. Little did I know that the enemies were much more stronger than I was. So I died. And found out firsthand that upon player death, your corpse becomes lootable by other players. So that's a feature I didn't know was in the game. I'm glad I hadn't had the opportunity to engage in PvP combat yet, as I would have died, and that is a guarantee. And I would have lost all my items. Speaking conclusively here, I can say without a doubt that Gloria Victis has the potential to be a very fun open world MMORPG, if the devs behind the game worked on fixing bugs, updating the game, and officially releasing it, that is. The combat, although a little comical at times with how awkwardly it plays, has its charm, playing like an unpolished Skyrim. The graphics, while not stunning, fit the theme and nature of the game very well. The story, at least translation-wise, needs a lot of improvement. The UI and questing experience needs a lot of work. I found myself at times clicking my quest log just to see what I needed to do, and the log showing me a quest summary for a completely different quest altogether. So again, while I do believe the game holds promise, it isn't there yet. Hopefully with more time and money, they'll be able to launch the game that players that have supported the game thus far deserve. Until then, I'll be hanging up the game.